Hello everyone, we are the Global Action Club working for the Indian Academy of Science and Arts, and today we would like to present on the scientific minds to combat climate change, using the positive feedbacks of solar farming. So in 1994, after the UNFCCC took effect, the world finally recognized the serious impact of humans on climate change. It also helped countries to preserve the environment and act for the safety of their people. The COP, or the Conference of the Parties, became a binding force for countries around the world to demand environmental stability and restoration, and eventually succeeded in reaching the Paris Agreement. So, reaching net zero emissions is the key to mitigating climate change. There are two ways to reach the net zero. The first one is reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and the second one is to remove carbon in various forms. Sustainable energy development works in both ways, making it a promising solution for carbon neutrality. Thus, we suggest sustainable energy development as the subject for the COP28 to address the fundamental problems of climate change. We would like to focus particularly on the solar farming in desert regions, which can lead to many additional positive effects. So, and to the next.
A recent study shows that solar farming may have significant positive effects on temperature and precipitation in the Sahara and Sahel regions. Solar panels reduce surface albedo, and it creates a positive chain reaction as shown in this diagram. Compared with the control experiment, an increase in precipitation of 0.13 millimeters per day and an increase of 0.57 millimeters per day was recorded. This would generate approximately 79 terawatts of electrical power per year. Many organizations must work together for the success of the project, including investment organizations, solar companies, and construction companies. The biggest challenge for this project is the high cost of construction and operation. This includes land rental fees and equipment, design, construction, installation, and maintenance costs. So, we suggest the BOT, or Build, Operate, Transfer method to pay for the high construction costs with fewer burdens. Intergovernmental organizations would raise money to buy land from the citizens to provide construction sites. Otherwise, people themselves can individually provide sites too. Also, private companies or individuals would sign a concession with the government for the right to finance, design, construct, and own the power generators. In return, they would receive land in the vast desert area. After private companies have raised enough profit and the plants have been operated for a certain period of time, the facility would be donated. This could solve the problem of construction costs.
Here are some other processes that are needed for the success for this project. First, special legislation is needed to lower the tariffs from importing modules and constructing the facilities. Also, licensing processes should be shortened. And in addition, companies are currently in a competitive position, making collaborative research difficult. Therefore, we should make an international association that develops solar panel technology, since commercialization of solar panels is the first priority to realize our plans. Second, international organizations should encourage the sale of renewable energy created in solar farms. However, these benefits should not include carbon credits. To achieve net zero emissions, any additional greenhouse gas emissions should be discouraged. Also, certain desert regions are still prone to violence, and attacks in regions with power plants could be life-threatening. Therefore, international organizations should pursue non-violence and minimize any possible damage. Moreover, solar power is a source of renewable energy. The cost of solar photovoltaic has fallen to $0.1 per kilowatt hour. In comparison, electricity generation based on fossil fuels typically falls in a price range of $0.05 to $0.17 per kilowatt hour. The most prominent reason why switching to solar energy is difficult is currently because of the high cost, so this can be a suitable solution. Also, higher precipitation rates could turn the arid regions back into grasslands, and they will lead to substantial increases in vegetation. This has three clear benefits. First, vegetation increases would lead to the growth in the production of livestock and commercial crops. Second, this makes the terrain suitable for planting a large number of trees. Third, the plants will absorb carbon dioxide, reducing the net carbon in the atmosphere. Last but not least, solar farms could provide clean energy for nearby cities and increase food production. It would also create jobs through construction, operation, and maintenance, and raise revenue by selling electricity. It is an effective way to reduce poverty in desert areas.
Although current research focuses on the Sahara Desert and the Sahel regions, it could be applied to deserts in different places of the world and modified by the circumstances of each country. Through this proposal, we hope that mankind will cope with climate change and develop in a better direction. Thank you for listening.